going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Tap in, tap in, tap in. Tap in, tap in, tap in. We climbing, we climbing, we climbing. I just want to check in. There's some things going down in buses. People is getting jammed up. People are getting investigated without knowing they're being investigated. Before I start this live, I just want to say all of the opinions and the ideas expressed in this live are not those of the MTA, New York City Transit, TW Local 100, or their affiliates. All the opinions represented in this live are solely mine and not authorized by the MTA or New York City Transit or TW Local 100. This is solely for the benefit of the members' awareness in situational and in circumstantial. Thank y'all for tuning in. What's going on? This is Alexander Kemp, Progressive Action, Shop Steward, Local 100. It's going to be real fast. There's some situations going on currently. We got 30, 40 people in here right now. We just going to get to it. Please, if you're in buses, this is extremely, extremely important. It can be the difference of whether or not you actually get a violation or you don't. The transit authorities being very, very sneaky with WhatsApp. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but currently transit is using WhatsApp to allow customers to file complaints in real time and give them real-time responses. So the way it works is basically a passenger could be waiting at a bus stop, could allegedly see something, could be on your bus, could have a discrepancy with the driver, with the service, with anything related to any question, comment, or discrepancy that they have in real time, and can directly send that comment to transit. Now in buses, that comment goes directly to bus track or department at console. If you're in buses, you know exactly what that is. And those allegations are being addressed by console or bus track directly to the bus operators. In other words, a passenger gets on your bus, they have an issue with something you've done or doing, they sit in the back of the bus, send a text message to WhatsApp. 10 minutes later, the bus operators are getting calls over the radio in the course of their operation, asking them to identify the alleged incident and what took place. Let me make you aware, by doing so, they are directly violating your Weingarten rights. What are your Weingarten rights? Those are the rights that are afforded to you, that are law, that says you have the right to representation whenever you are being investigated by management. Therefore, any questions that are being asked to you over the radio in regards to a customer complaint are considered an investigation. Anything you say over that radio in regards to that allegation can potentially lead to a violation, which means that if console calls you over the radio and asks you about an alleged incident that took place with a passenger at any given time in the course of that day or any day thereafter or before, I have no knowledge. All questions need to be asked at the depot. We have a system in place. If someone has a complaint that leads to any form of discipline, it must be addressed through the depot. Now, just to be aware, your Weingarten rights only can be represented if you establish it. In other words, transit or management does not have to let you know that. In other words, they can ask you the question in the same way that a police officer can ask someone a question, and that person has the right to say, I don't feel comfortable answering this question without a lawyer. It is the same idea. So, that being said, it is up to you as the operator to answer the question very simply, very responsibly, I'm sorry, whoever I'm speaking to, I cannot answer that question without union representation. Period. End of story. Anything you say in regards to that allegation, I assure you, will lead to you getting some form of discipline. Transit is trying to be very slick. They're using WhatsApp to circumvent our just due process. They're using WhatsApp and using console to directly circumvent our collective bargaining agreements and our legal rights as union members. I don't know whether or not the union has addressed this. I'm positive they are not even aware of this, because the 4 or 5 people that I've spoken to that have had this done didn't even know whether or not they should be answering those questions. And they all answered the questions thinking it was a directive from console. No, it is not. What I would recommend to everyone who sees this video, either 1, share it for sure, and 2, go to your depot reps. Tell them that this is going on and have them address management and console to nip this in the butt, so that we don't have to be forced in operation to be answering questions that could potentially not only incriminate ourselves for something that we might be protected against, and secondly, to put the driver in a dangerous position where now he's being asked questions and trying to refer back to something, thinking he might be in some serious form of trouble, and then still have to operate his bus safely. So you're going to ask an operator something about something that happened 10 minutes ago, when he still might be 12 minutes down, when he still might have missed his lunch, when he still might have 12 other customers that might bring problems to him throughout the course of the day. This is something that we're doing as a form of what? Customer service? This has nothing to do with customer service, and has everything to do with discipline and circumventing collective bargaining. So again, this is going to be a short live. My name is Alexander Kemp, Progressive Action. When and if you see your union reps, your depot chairs, your shop stewards, inform them that this is going on. Question them about what rights you have, and be aware of your Weingarten rights, and that you have a right, whenever being questioned in anything that can lead to discipline, that you have a right to have a union representative present. Because the second they call you over that radio and ask you a question about an incident that can lead to discipline, you are being investigated. Be well aware, anything you say at that point will be used against you for that said investigation. Therefore, I'm sorry, whoever I'm speaking to over this radio, I cannot answer any questions without a union representative available or present. And then if they want to proceed and then say something more ignorant, I'm sorry, then put me out of service. Then take me out of service if you feel that I'm not giving you the answer you want. That is your right, or their right, essentially. I'm not answering any questions without a union representative present. And if you feel like you need to take further action beyond that and further violate my rights, you're more than free to do that, and we can deal with it on the back end. But I refuse, you should refuse, we should refuse collectively to allow the transit authority to circumvent rights that are not only New York state law, it's federal law, and it's union contractual bargaining law. It is something that protects us from overzealous management and abusing their powers. And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. Y'all stay safe. I hope y'all had a great Veterans Day. Salute to all the veterans, near, far, and indifferent. Y'all be good. And again, never, ever, ever forget that you are protected. And use that protection of collective bargaining and the law and your union to protect you from management who has tried to use technology to backdoor every provision we have to protect us. Stay righteous, y'all. Peace. Share this out as often as you can. And do not forget, ask your depot reps, what should you exactly do when confronted with this situation? Take care.